for John Dramani Mahama wasanso aye awanwade kese pan ewo Ghana ha si binise Ghana fo bebre na pese muhu niama John Dramani Mahama oye wo Ghana ha so for niama John Dramani Mahama one the finance minister no omoye wo Ghana ha se ni die chese wakasa wodwe hu a wonti ase se amana okase yi eye finance minister no wa benre mo parliament or for insema odi akwakoji tu Japan or parliament ne die or for ehu be hia se obedi mechi na nyina akwakoji sansem wo nyina nchire mo for di mechi na akwakoji sansem wo nyina nchire mu ewo Ghanatube haya nyemra jisia,
thereby denying MMDAs the ability to spur local economic development. The Speaker, the government under President John Mahama is resolute in its determination to reverse this trend. We are committed to adequately resource MMDAs and ensure that effective and accountable utilization of these resources are maintained at all times. In line with our promise to revitalize the local economy, President Mahama's administration has prioritized improving financial strength of the district assemblies. I wish to commend members of this House for endorsing, as part of the 2025 budget, government proposal to ensure that a minimum of 80% of allocated district assembly common fund resources are transferred directly to MMDAs.
Order for Angasa Watson Seminar, finance minister or kind, you see an MMDAs no. Omusika no ababeland enche ebehete ombenya notification on account mu ese nyame adom John Dramani Mahama ni finance minister no omodi sika twitwidie atu omo account mu nti omo nkono mu nkoyi na mfa sort omo ho out. John Dramani Mahama obae no okase obeye sanya manyama we true onankasa ni finance minister di sia no oye sanya manyama we yodofo when they ensema finance minister atu forcing wa bowe mu parliament house or the sa nchechewu nyina eba right under the ticket of the presidency of John Dramani Mahama or for manko na yanko to ansem so mbajisia.
Mr. Speaker, without a doubt, this measure will empower assemblies to drive economic growth at the local level and deepen the process of decentralization. Right Honorable Speaker, through this policy initiative, government is guaranteeing that approximately 6.1 billion Ghana cedis of the 7.57 billion Ghana cedis earmarked for the year 2025 will be disbursed directly to local assemblies to spur local economic activities at the district level. Mr. Speaker, in view of that, every district assembly will receive a minimum of 25 million Ghana cedis this year. A minimum of 25 million Ghana cedis this year. Mr. Speaker, our resource extends beyond mere release of.
Although for assemblymen on Babajisi Katutri 25 million Ghana cedis this year. Although for just a good news, Cassia Pan, NIC and Akko Ediama assembly members for Omo Ghana Hasenina Kaneno, we assembly member Yuntiauka, assembly member Yuntiauka. Una na mosa je say onre je say una mane bo die assembly you say assembly ma kaneno we assembly ma yitioka but see John Dramani Mahama ani ni NDC aban no through onankasa ni finance minister you see an oma disburse sika e dey akọ e dey ama assembly members for nyina omo Ghana ha say for where good news kesi ya John Dramani Mahama nso e dey aba misumidi ni nyina abrel e wo Ghanatube for manko na yonko chansem so emra tisia.
Funds, we have taken decisive steps to ensure that these resources are utilized in line with government economic objectives. Mr. Speaker, as I say, a minimum of 25 million Ghana cedis will go to every district assembly, a minimum. Mr. Speaker, Section 126(3) of the Local Government Act 2016, Act 936, mandates government to determine the categories of expenditure within the approved development budget of district assemblies that must be funded through the district assembly common fund. In compliance with this, the cabinet of President Mahama has approved guidelines to ensure the prudent and accountable utilization of these funds. The guidelines as approved by cabinet are as follows. The Speaker, 25% of the amount transferred to the district assemblies is to be utilized for the design and construction of a model market in each district assembly. Mr. Speaker, 10% of the amount is earmarked for the construction of health facilities where a minimum of 2 chips compound are supposed to be constructed at rural assemblies. Mr. Speaker,
Order 4 chese omo chese me maame mo a anase me nanan mo villages chese omo villages for our Ghana hase nyina no omate de atadwe omate de tisi ano o maame ana onua bi anase chese o cousin bi ana obi bi sa family member bi a o village no tisi ano ye the hospital clinics de bo ewura omo nyina omakachi Just as you see, I need own how ever so yari and now be sa na own how say Obafaka who at the Abaku Kessi mu say Obabesan where you see ano ye the hospitals Bura villages clinics na di nyina any chip compounds na di nyina ye the Burum home say na bear bibia abaya kama ama Ghana fo nyina wo village wo city oba be benefit John Dramani Mahama initiative where or they banu order for the year the atadwe Ghana fo nyina ya tin order for manko 9 so near this year.
Again, 10% of the amount is earmarked for the construction of educational facilities, including 1 KG block, 1 primary school block, and 1 junior high school block. Right, Honorable Speaker. Another 10% of the amount is earmarked for the provision of potable water in each assembly, of which a minimum of 10 boreholes are supposed to be constructed in rural assemblies. Mr. Speaker, again, we have earmarked 10% of the amount that will be sent directly to the assemblies for the provision of school furniture. Mr. Speaker, in order for the assemblies not to use this amount for the purposes of the administration and monitoring and evaluation, government has capped the allocation for the running of the assembly to be at 5%. 5%. And Speaker, finally, recognizing the need to complete abandoned legacy projects, including the numerous uncompleted structures left behind by the Middle Belt Development Authority, Coastal Development Authority, and the Northern Development Authority. We have also allocated an amount, 20% of the amount to be used to fix the mess that were created by these authorities.
Oh, say ye, order for another good news. Now, somebody to yes, say, structures be more as sometimes no, uko school more, school be more, and you over 50 years, 20 years, 30 years. Obonse na won se cracks bi na ade e wo building no won se structures bi wo hono mo na baby atochima na baby asai chese disi a John Dramani Mahama o se sa structures ni nyina no oba bebubu ni nyina no waye ni nyina kama nti si a no through the finance minister no wa allocate some amount of money ade ato o se sa enyama buildings na ade na asai se na ache be 50 years 60 years 70 years your secondary schools be brena enyinyi yes sa buildings ni nyina ye ba be restructure ni nyina ye ba be si ni nyina renovate ni nyina ye bibia kama dofo when ye John Dramani Mahama through the finance minister niama omode ba Ghana ha say no to say edu twem kra no to say Ghana ha atadwe yate den na nkasa dofo when ye nsema aye finance minister wa bwewrem wo parliament house all this breaking news we nyina bra me so be di nyina bra wa akomati so dofo manko ne enkoje sanse bo nyina nchirem Ghanatube ha emredisia.
Right, Honorable Speaker, we are steadfast in our resolve to ensure strict adherence to the utilization guidelines governing funds allocated to the assemblies. Mr. Speaker, as at yesterday, we have transferred the sum of 987 million. Mr. Speaker, as at yesterday, funds allocated to the assemblies. Mr. Speaker, as at yesterday, we have transferred the sum of 987 million. Mr. Speaker, as at yesterday, the district assemblies has received, and we have the district assembly common fund has received, and we have transferred the sum of 987,965,000 473 Ghana cedis from the consolidated fund to the District Assembly's Common Fund, being the first quarter amount due the District Assembly Common Fund for the year 2025. Mr. Speaker, the administrator of the District Assembly's Common Fund is required to ensure that 80% of this amount is transferred directly to the assemblies without fail, and expenditure returns submitted to the Ministry of Finance before subsequent releases will be made. So, Speaker, I repeat, the administrator of the District Assembly's Common Fund is required to ensure that 80% of this amount is transferred directly to the District Assemblies without fail, and expenditure returns submitted to the Ministry of Finance before any subsequent release will be made. Mr. Speaker, honorable members are also encouraged to monitor the utilization of this amount sent to their respective assemblies in line with the approved guidelines by the Cabinet of President John Dramani Mahama. Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to report that under the leadership of President Mahama and the NDC, for the first time in several months, transfer to all statutory funds have been made promptly and in full. Mr. Speaker, we have not just made them, but also in full. Notably, all transfers due the National Health Insurance Fund for the period covering January, February, March have been paid in full. Mr. Speaker, a total amount of 2,033,469,607 Ghana cedis has been disbursed to the National Health Insurance Fund, and they have received the funds. These disbursements have enabled the National Health Insurance Scheme to settle arrears owed to healthcare providers and to implement the free primary healthcare and the Ghana Medical Care Trust Program, otherwise known as Mahama Cares.
Other four when I say good news right under the leadership of John Dramani Mahama Onankasa the finance minister no ejumaden pa omobo Ghana hase no fa bibia obi aka say John Dramani Mahama obo no homode orofo when good news bi mu John Dramani Mahama true ni finance minister no wa boewrem o parliament house and I say good news in kwan or the bre Ghana for orofo and I meso medi ni nyina bel e Ghanatube orofo and I'm the finance minister John Dramani Mahama ni good news na cost wo Ghana ha nyina and I'm the nyina besi Ghanatube so for makramu nyina medamu nyina ase.